Hello and welcome to Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. You know, people have been asking about our critters, and I guess it's time to see Mags and Moe's, and they have been rolling around the mud. And remember, you can't pet a working animal.
That's right, we never pet them.
Now, these guys are in here together. She's gonna be old enough very shortly to have some pups.
We need pups.
Now, what we're gonna do, our plan is to expand a little bit so we have different areas where we're raising different animals, and we put the different puppies who come from these guys,
That's
hopefully.
right.
Get down, get down.
Ew,
Now, now Moses is dirty.
You're dirty.
So we have an animal for every, so we have a guard dog for every group of critters that we need to protect. Now, as they're fighting over the corn, that's the only way we can talk to you guys right now. We see that the little black one is going to eat him here before long. Yes, that's part of farming, but they're going to live like kings until that day comes. But we have had so much fun out here with these critters. Something about being on the farm, as you know, about coming out here and just talking to the critters, feeding the chickens, watching them do their thing. Do you feel your blood pressure go down like 50,000
I do, I love
points?
it. We need a tent out here, just sleep out here.
A tent? Well, you know what? We don't have a whole lot of property here, but we take what we have and we use it wisely.
Yeah.
But tonight, we got a big show. We're going to the cabin. We're gonna cook some lovely stuff. We have some friends dropping by.
Oh, yeah.
But these are good friends too, aren't we? All right, let's pet them a little bit and go to the cabin.
Okay.
All right. You know what? People have been asking about seeing the animals, and a recent question that we got is, do you groom Moses constantly? I remember seeing that on Facebook.
Right.
It's like, have we ever had a brush across him just maybe last year when he was shedding a little bit?
They're just for fun, but
He's just the immaculate gentleman.
he's just beautiful. He can't help it.
I think maybe he's got a groomer out there that
He
comes in on the
might.
weekends.
Maybe the alpaca grooms him.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And you know, Maggie, she's fairly well groomed too, but she likes to roll in duty.
Yeah, she does.
So she's got that going for her.
That's right. A little dirtier.
You know, recently we just took it's one of those weekends, you know, you'd been through your deal and I'd been through mine. It was like, we've got to get out of town. We want to do a fairly quick vacation just to see some different scenery.
Somewhere new.
Somewhere new. And our trip seemed to revolve more and more about
Food, eating.
and we want to go to these kind of foodie towns. So we got to looking at where can we go within 5 hours drive.
Right.
And you came up with,
You came up with it, actually.
did I come up with it?
You came up with it,
I
yes.
think it was kind of
Was it?
a meshing of the minds.
Because I never thought of going there. I didn't realize we were so close, only 5 hours away.
Where did we go, Nicki?
We went to Asheville, North Carolina.
You know what? This is a foodie town. There's lots of good restaurants, but it's the Biltmore.
Wow.
The Vanderbilts.
That was fun.
So we wanted to see how the other half lived. Here's a picture of us standing down. When we went down there, it was very,
Yes, it
very
was.
cold. The wind was blowing 800,000 miles an hour, and it was 22 below zero.
It was cold.
And it was cold.
We had to wait for our little shuttle back to our car.
So we went. We made an offer on the place.
They took it?
I offered to pay him $38 a month for the
Wow.
next 12 years.
You haven't heard back, have you?
I haven't heard back. Now, I've got a picture here of a place. We wanted something, you know, soupy,
Right.
gumbo.
Because we were freezing.
We were freezing.
That's right.
Well, the restaurant we were trying to get into, everybody else was trying to get into. I won't say the name of it, but it was something like Tupelo Honey.
Yeah.
So there were lines out the door.
Yeah.
So that made us try some of the other stuff. Let me tell you what.
Good stuff.
If you got a couple good restaurants in town, everybody else has to live up to that standard.
Right.
So we tried this place called Mayfell's. Now here's a picture of what I had. Now what we like to do is go other places and get ideas and come
Right.
back. So we had a gumbo
It was delicious.
with some fried oysters. What'd you have?
I had like a seafood chowder, but I liked yours better.
Well, you got oysters too.
I had
think I
oysters
got some
too.
greens on the side, some
Right.
potatoes. It's delicious. This time of year you can't find fresh okra.
Right.
So we went to the frozen section.
Looks good to me.
It's
Looks
going to be
delicious.
fine.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is about recipes, this, that, or the other won't knock you down.
Right.
So if somebody says, oh, they didn't have this, or I don't have this, or here's the deal. Gumbo, we're going to make it today. If you don't have filet powder, nobody's going to croak. I'm not going to fall down and die, hopefully. We don't have filet powder today. I've made this quite often without it. Now, something about this is it's adjustable, and you can taste as you go along, and you can make it as hot as you want. Even your andouille that you're going to be using, you can kind of figure out how much heat you want in that. One more thing we're going to do that kind of looks like that dish we did there is fried oysters.
Yummy.
Cornmeal and little Tony's.
Yeah.
And
Perfect.
you're good to go. That's all you need to make the best oysters in the world. We're going to do that, and we're going to have our friends in. They're going to cook on the Salt Rock they're gonna make us some steak and spinach. Just as a kind of side item, people have been asking, we're gonna go over it one more time. People have been asking, how do you use it? What are some of the secrets? We'll go a quick once over on that, but I've still got Asheville in my mind.
Okay.
Let's get this thing started. Look right here. We've taken our lodge pan that we use outside. It's 10 inches, and it just happens to fit right here. Now you may or may not be able to do this, but we got cast iron cooking right inside.
Yeah, we do.
All right, I'm gonna get going on this. I'm gonna go ahead and put our okra. Oh, the sizzle. Our onions. Do you remember years ago, you know who Jerry Clower is?
Mm-mm.
You know who Jerry Clower?
No.
He was like a Southern comedian who did a thing about dogs and okra. It's hilarious if you haven't heard it.
You're older than me though, so I wouldn't remember that kind of stuff.
Actually, if you look at our birth certificates, I would not necessarily agree with that.
Oh, okay.
Now, once this gets cooked down, everybody says, ooh, okra's slimy. It may be slimy.
It smells delicious.
Doesn't that smell great?
Wow.
See, there's our beginnings right there for something special. I've got it on a medium setting. All right, so see where we're going? Our chicken's already cooked. This is already gonna be cooked. I'm gonna cook this, then we make the roux. We put everything in there.
Yum, and you got dinner.
Ooh, boy, I tell you what. Does that not smell delicious?
I could eat that. I could just eat that.
You know me, when we're cooking, we're usually starving already because we've been out with the dogs and the critters and having fun. And we're usually wore out and hungry and ready to eat. So this is something you could let simmer for 3 or 4 hours. It wouldn't hurt it. And you know what? This is something that really does get better, like you talk about.
The more it sits. But I'm starving. Could you make it quick?
All right. Let's see what I can do, Mrs. Farmer.
That's all right.
Since I'm under pressure.
That's right. I need it now.
I'm gonna go ahead and put my garlic in here. Can you scoop that up for me?
I sure can.
Drop it right in over here. We're about to set this aside here in just a minute. You know, after this is ready to roll and after it's cooked, we serve it over rice.
Sounds good.
So when you talk about filet powder, which you don't have to have, but a lot of folks like to use it, you know it's made of sassafras leaves?
I didn't know that.
So remember we talked about in the woods a while back, we were looking for sassafras root?
Right.
I don't know, I think it was in the 60s. It had some warnings about the fact, I think it's called saffrol, that you have to watch out because it's been considered carcinogenic. But we don't have any filet powder,
Okay.
so we're not using it. We do have a filet coming later though. No. It's a ribeye
Okay.
on the salt rock.
That would be good.
Mrs. Farmer, I'll let you do the honors if you don't mind.
That looks good. Get every bit of it.
We'll slide that out of the way. We're gonna come right back in with our sausage. Here's some more sizzle. And we're gonna let this go for a little while until it's well cooked, browned. You like where we're going?
I do. It smells good in here.
Oh, that really? Mrs. Farmer, if
Yes.
you will pull some of our leftover chicken over there,
I will.
cut it into sizes that would, you know, be appropriate to fit on your spoon.
You need all this or?
I'd say probably let's go about a pound on the chicken or so.
All right.
And this is just enough for us.
Just pieces, bite-sized pieces?
Just bite-sized pieces. With a couple
Like
bigger
that?
pieces, yeah.
I left the skin on there too. Is that all right?
That's fine. I'm gonna put my oil in.
This knife's amazing.
Make a tiny baby roux. I'm gonna try to make this about like we did the other day.
What we had.
Taste as you go along, because you can add it, but you can't take it out.
That's right.
The longer you let it set, the darker it'll get.
Glenn would have liked that. It was very peppery. Glenn would have loved it.
Glenn, who is the pepper panda.
He got us some pepper for Christmas. Did you see?
He did give us
Yes, I
pepper for
did.
Christmas.
Isn't that sweet?
We saw Glenn at the Christmas show, at the Homemade Jam show.
He brought us a bag of pepper. That is so sweet.
They are these sweet people. Him and his wife
They are sweet.
are kind of folks. All right, let's dump this real quick.
All right. Yum. I could just eat this.
Now, roux can be blonder or
Okay.
darker. Most of the true Southerners down there. They like the really dark mahogany colored. I'm not gonna go that dark because I'm hungry and I want to eat.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to wait.
Smell that?
Smells delish.
Smell the roux?
Mm-hmm. I do.
I'm gonna come right back with a chicken broth.
Smells good.
My tomatoes. We're gonna go about 14 ounces here.
Yum.
Then my chicken.
You want all this in there?
Most of it.
All right.
Then our veggies.
Wow.
And our andouille, however you want to say it. Look what we've got going on.
That looks delicious.
Let's not waste any of that. Let's get that all in there. Now look what we got going on right.
Looks really good.
Here. Well, now we have to come back with a little spices.
Okay.
I'll need a bay leaf, quarter teaspoon cayenne, quarter teaspoon of thyme, quarter teaspoon of basil, same with black pepper. And just because that's the way, I like it, I'm gonna put little Tonys in there.
You like your
Just
Tonys,
rounds
don't
it
you?
out, just across the top. Now look at that.
That looks wonderful.
Look at the colors.
Should we maybe taste it?
My. It's not ready to taste quite
Yeah.
yet. I'll tell you what let's do though, while that's coming together, let's clean this up.
All right.
Let's get our oysters ready. We're gonna try to make that dish look just like what we saw down yonder.
Yum.
Mrs. Farmer,
Yes.
our gurgling, bubbling cauldron of yummy is going over here.
It looks really
All
good.
right, we've cooked up some rice. We've got it in the bowl. Now what we're gonna do, scoop this loveliness right over top of that rice.
Yum.
See what I'm saying?
That looks good.
Now, as you're going along, as you're cooking this, keep tasting it. Add what you need. If it needs a little bit hotter, add a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Now, the saltiness is already in here from the sausage and a lot of the other ingredients. Look at that.
Looks good.
Oh. Now, how to make the perfect oyster? Look here. Cornmeal, some Tonys, just like that. Put that in there. Gives it a nice flavor. Mix it up a bit. Spread it around through there.
That's it.
Take your
That's it.
oyster, roll it in. And you can buy oysters anywhere this time of year. If you're going to fry them, hear the frying going. Pop them in here. Get your grease between, I don't know, about 350, 365 degrees. Get the crackling going on. All right, let's let that cool down for just a minute so we don't burn our mouths. Got a few things to say. It's a new year.
That's right.
What's that mean?
All new shows. Yay.
Brand new shows, and we got a bunch of them coming your way. But keeping that in mind, let's not be afraid to look back in case you've missed some of our hundreds and hundreds of recipes. Where would you go?
I go to timfarmerscountrykitchen.com and then click on recipes or click on shows.
Also, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Facebook page. Like it, find out where we're going, what we're doing. And now we have this
we try it?
wonderful feast in front of us.
You got a couple
You know what?
oysters
I'm
in
going to
here.
do the oysters first. Perfect. Crunchy. You know what? We tried all these different batters. One comes right down to it.
The
two
perfect
two
oyster.
ingredients. There.
Wow.
Yum, yum, yum.
I'm ready for this.
Let's go into our gumbo.
You got a little rice under there too? Wow. You outdid yourself again. That's delicious.
Ooh. You know, we let it cook a little longer than we talked about because we got busy doing other stuff. The longer that cooks, the more the flavor is pulled out of the sausage. Oh,
Wow.
that's really nice.
That's delicious.
I'm telling you what. So we had a little Cajun feast right here in the country kitchen.
Thank you for that.
You know what? So we have brand new shows. You know, most shows you get 12, 15, maybe 17 if you're lucky shows a year. We do 40-something shows a year. So we're no slackers.
That's right. We like to eat.
Busy all the time. You know, we want to thank the whole crew. Kelly behind the camera. My sweet and lovely wife.
Oh,
You
that's
might want to give me a
sweet.
kiss on the cheek right now. Oh my goodness, am I blushing?
You are. You're beat red.
You know what? Let's have a happy new year. And remember, it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and good eats. Can we eat?
Let's eat.